The ancient world lives on with us every day. It is so ingrained within our society that we often forget that it is even there. The language you speak, the culture you live in, and the buildings you see all have ties back to the ancient world. The architecture, I think, is one of the most amazing things to carry over due to what it represents, but I'll get to that later. For now, let's look at some examples. Number 1. The Arch. If the arch isn't the quintessential example of Roman architecture, I don't know what is. Its popularity hasn't faded, yet increased since the times of the Romans. You see it almost everywhere, and rightly so. It's incredibly useful in its ability to transfer weight and to provide structural integrity. That's why you see it so much in the modern world. It's not just decorative, yet fully functional as well. Number 2. Vaulted ceilings. These are an extension of the arch. Originally used only in temples and other elaborate buildings, they used arches to heighten the ceilings to make an illusion of more space. While the definition has shifted in recent years to mean any raised ceiling, they have certainly not fallen out of use since ancient times. Number 3. The dome. Domes are another type of vaulted ceiling, the difference being that these have circular bases. The Romans were the first to build these structures, using them to create elaborate temples such as the Pantheon. Today, there are still many domes, including one in the United States Capitol building. Number 4. The Basilica. The basilica is a type of building which often had a rectangular shape and used some form of vaulted ceiling. While in ancient times these functioned as a town hall, Christianity adopted this style in later churches, shifting the definition in that direction. In Catholicism, the basilica has a higher status above other churches due to its having been blessed by the Pope. Number 5. Doric columns. The Doric order of columns are characterized by a simple, rounded capital, as well as having no base. These are among the most common columns to be seen in modern times, most likely due to their simplicity. Number 6. Ionic columns. The Ionic order of columns are characterized by their use of flutes in their capital, or spiral-like ornamental structures. While these are somewhat less common in the modern world than its two counterparts, it's still iconic enough to be the logo of a popular financial planning company. Number 7. Corinthian columns. The Corinthian order of columns are characterized by their use of acanthus leaves within the capital. While being somewhat less common than Doric, these columns are still very prominent throughout modern architecture. Number 8. The colonnade. Simply put, a colonnade is a long row of columns that can either be put in a straight line or curved. Normally, these are used to support a roof or entablature. While modern architecture no longer relies on colonnades for primary support, they are still commonly found in official buildings. So, why is it that classical architecture still exists in the modern world? It gives people a sense of hope. It makes people think that the world around them has structure and integrity. That's why many banks and government buildings show the most influence from the ancient world. It allows people to trust it subconsciously. They have a sense of security to them. After all, the ancient buildings were able to last this long. That's why I think ancient architecture is amazing. It gives us hope, thousands of years after construction.